Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another exciting episode of this talk show. Now, it's going to be interesting that we talk about the new year. Now, there's a lot of things that I'm going to address here for New Year's thing. As you could tell in the title, New Year's resolutions. Not only for me, but only for you guys. So comment in the chat, what's your guys' New Year's resolutions, first of all. Second of all, New Year's resolution for me, especially for this channel, is a no hate policy. That means if you try to hate and show any type of negativity, you're pretty much not going to even have a right to even comment on the channel no more. That this is something new I'm doing. So so with that being said, we're going to do something spectacular here. as I get ready to send links out for people to join a part of this podcast here. So when that happens, we will all be good to go on that scenario. And as far as that goes, we're going to all right. We're going to send this over to there. Sent out to join the talk show. So, New Year's resolutions, guys. Big, major concern. Now, we talk about New Year's resolutions, and this is one topic I'm going to say clearly that is literally going to change the, I guess you could say, the aspects of the channel. I try to not to waste my time with people that wants to cause all kinds of this negativity. So I'm doing my channel for positive things. So also, I'm going to make it known for 2026 that if I see, so basically my channel is going to, like, for the chats that I have myself in as a mid, I'm only sharing people's links out who support me. In other words, I'm not going to share it on links out that, doesn't give pretty much a dang about. And all honesty, we're going to be bringing some people in here shortly. So I'll just send invites in. So that way, not only myself, but other people can tell you guys about their New Year's. But until then, guys, we're going to take a 2-minute break. I will be back, and we will kick this off again. Now, welcome back to the talk show. Had to take a little break. Now we are back at this talk show, and now we're going to get into New Year's resolutions, guys. Now, I'm going to do this as far as this goes. So now, here on the bottom of the screen, you may see something pop up here shortly. And this basically is asking you guys your New Year's resolution. And I will start posting these as soon as comments are made in the chat. But also you can ask me my New Year's resolutions and I will tell you. So basically, New Year's resolutions to me is a big thing. It's one of those things that you just can't miss, sort of things. So to me, it's an honor and also a privilege to make this New Year's resolution possible. Now, for the eFed show that I have for New Year's, we actually going to have a main event that, unfortunately, due to Ray Nakia leaving the chat and leaving my TNA championship, the World Championship Heavy, I have decided to relinquish the title off of him and released him due to, how do I put this in words, due to mental illnesses, if that makes sense. So I'm giving him time to catch his head together. So, but anyways, the show must go on, right? So therefore, this actually is a very good talk show that I'm going to be talking about. This New Year's resolution pay-per-view, which we call New Year's Slam, our fatal four-way match will be determined to crown the man that faces Mark Bannon at Mondomania for the TNA Championship. Now, these four I've hand-selected because, one, they've been putting a lot of work in lately, and second, I think they are ready to shine. One of these, man, is definitely being two of these, man, actually, I'm not going to say one, two of these, man, has actually been a JTV star, breakout star, but one of them currently holds the hardcore title. So the fatal four-way for this New Year's Slam will be Colt James versus the TNA Undisputed Hardcore Champion, Colin Klein, versus the TNA Television Champion, Nick Cayenne. And the last person in this, of course, is King Dominator. So, the winner of this will go face Mark Bannon for the TNA Championship. Now, I can see a lot of things happening in that fatal four-way. Now, kick it off, you guys are going to have a little treat because Ragnarsson, I got a hold of Ragnarsson. He said that he would defend the TNA Extreme Warfare Championship kicking off the show. Who against? We don't know. You're just going to have to find out and see. But I can guarantee you that TNA Warfare Extreme Championship is going to catch a lot of eyes. So, moving up on the shows, you know, first show of 2026 of Monday Night Inferno, we got some good matches. And also on Thursday night, we got a good main event, which Nick Cayenne defends the TV championship against Austin Ace Carter. So, we got a lot of events scheduled up here, and it's definitely going to be good for, business. And also it's definitely going to be good for the fans that love the product and basically do not hate the product, because I'm going to go back on Kevin Impact's words here. There's a lot of people, they tend to not to want to get a know a person, but they love to judge, and they love to press this, agenda of twisting people's words to their own hatred agenda, is what I'm going to say. Going back on this, it's definitely going to be a good new year, because on my side, this channel is going to be for positive vibes only. So I'm not going to be focusing on the negativity. Now, I really don't care if they share my links out, want to talk, behind my back, saying don't go to this show, whatever. It just proves without a shadow of a doubt that they ain't got nothing better to do than hate. And I'm going to listen to Kevin Impact on this, and I've listened to the City of Impact podcast, where there was a lot of stuff being said that literally we all need to take listen to. If we all, really want to be a better in the community, there's things that we have to do in general to make things happen, And, one of those things is, if you want to go behind people's back and, do this drama crap, then it's pretty much not going to work out for you. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and argue with somebody, Kevin Impact put it this way: why would you argue with a bunch of idiots? I mean, it's, pretty much a smart thing. I'm moving to positive things here. So moving forward from the subject. Now, for 2026, New Year's agendas, or New Year's resolutions, agendas, whatever you want to call it. Definitely going to try my best to do something in the player versus player world that I'm just going to say I'm not the best. So, in other words, I'm not going to go down here and say I'm the best at this and that. I'm going to stay humbled. Going to make most of my opportunities that is given. And most importantly, I'm definitely going to work hard to improve the name CJ Mondo. It's one of those things that you definitely have to literally make stuff out of it. Now, here's another thing that I'm going to say too. Far as the channel goes, I'm changing the ways of doing the ban list. The people that was banned in 2025 is still going to be banned 2026. Not changing anything. So in other words, I'm not going to give, people a chance, especially the ones that done me wrong, to do me wrong again. I'm going to be smarter about this. So that's what's going to happen on the channel. Now, going back to player versus player with JTV here, is I want to do something with Mondo that literally makes Mondo better, makes Mondo a lot better, not only in player versus player, but keep improving against, some of the best. So one day, when these guys retire, I could take their shoes and fill it. As Kevin Impact said, there's not many chapters left in JTV, so I'm going to make the most of mine while the doors are open. Because, when I was in HKW, there was chapters that I wanted to finish, but the door closed and I didn't get a chance to finish that, especially winning the HKW championship. But I could not do that because the door shut down, which means we can't do that on that end. So, New Year's resolutions, guys. I know you guys are probably at work. Some of you guys are probably doing personal lives. But, if you can't comment in the chat, you can comment in the comments and catch the replays. Totally understand. Personal life comes first. But the thing is about this is I'm moving forward. I'm not going back. That's pretty much said, done deal sort of thing. And, I basically believe that, as Kevin Impact once, told me, you need to keep friends that's actually going to be there for you and not just leave you in the dirt. Now, I will say this, JMR, a damn good friend. We actually got to meet in real life, which, tickled him to death because he was like a, fat kid at a candy shop. But moving forward with that, so it's basically a huge shout out for JMR, and especially what he does with Alex King and JTV. Well, it's Jason King and JTV. But also he does a lot of stuff, with PWA. So go check that channel out. And he does a lot of things on his channel. I mean, not only, PWA, but he does a lot of, gaming stuff. I know he's going to be doing Resident Evil soon, so there's a lot of things that's going to come, and also to this channel, not just his. Also, if you ain't got nothing to do, I think it's January 25th or 24th. Pretty sure it's the 25th or 24th. Or 24th. If Kevin Impact's in the comments, he can post this where I can get this shouted out to him for JTV. But I'm pretty sure it's the 25th. Maybe the 24th. He's doing I think it's a 5-year reunion for JTV or 10-year anniversary, something like that. But go check that out because you definitely don't want to miss that. We got a lot of stuff that we're going to do on that show with Kevin Impact. I mean, there's, I'm just going to say this. There's a lot of guys that wish they was talented enough to do what Kevin Impact does. And I'll give him credit. If they try to get me to run a player versus player league, I'll be like, first of all, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. And second, AI, I know what I'm doing because I've been in so many AI leads. But player versus player, it's like, what the hell am I doing? How do I do this? It's a new learning experience for me. So I'm basically what they would call a rookie in the AI, in the player versus player leads. Now, AI versus AI, I'm well known. So it's, not a stranger to me. But this player versus player is a new thing. A new journey I decided to do. And the main reason why I went, to player versus player is, there's new opportunities. There's new things that I could do to build this Mondo name to new heights. I closed old chapters just to build new chapters, if that makes sense. So, like I said, I'm pretty sure the JTV show, if I'm right about this, I'm pretty sure it's on the 25th. I'm going to go back to Facebook and actually look to make sure that I'm not telling you guys wrong. So let me go on the JTV here, Facebook, and look, and we will take a 1-minute break, and I will be back for this. So going back on this, guys, I want to make sure that I got this right. This thing. So I'm going to share it out here. So right here, guys, is the JTV 5-year anniversary show. It is January the 24th. I had to go look it on Facebook for a minute just to make sure that I told everybody the right thing behind that. So we didn't really get, the wrong information. So right here is the show for JTV 5-year show anniversary on the 24th. So go like, subscribe, and pretty much support that, And before we go, I'm going to give my New Year's resolution. New Year's resolution, make this channel better, make more positive friends, stay away from negativity, and most importantly, I'm not going to put up with negative brats that want to get their way when reality their colors are going to show. So moving forward, like I said, JTV 5-year anniversary show, January the 24th. Go check that out. Also, Wednesday, if you got nothing to do, come check out our little PLE show. Going to be an interesting show. We will see you guys on the next one. And most importantly, don't forget below on the comments to share out your New Year's resolution. Thank you guys for watching.